So I'm going to just get straight into it. This is Martell Holt, the narcissistic lunatic who continues to show nothing but abusive behavior towards Melody constantly on this show, Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's just completely ridiculous. He continues on and on and on with the same behavior, and no one is doing anything about it. It's just very odd and scary. In this scene right here of this screenshot I got, he was sitting there getting upset, questioning Marceau about why Melody and Tisha are back friends again. It's very clear which he's a narcissist. Narcissists, when they want to, when you're done with them and you separate yourself from them, they try to go all around town and slander you. Guys, if you don't know anything about narcissists, go on TikTok and type in narcissist and narcissism. It's going to explain so many different things. It's a real thing. It's a major thing. And it really does affect people's lives because a lot of people end up having a spouse. And narcissists can be male or female. But a lot of people end up having a spouse that's a narcissist, and they use so many tactics to control you. And when you let go of the control and stop them from controlling you, they will do anything to slander your name. I have dealt with it personally, so I know how frustrating it is, and it triggers me to even watch this because it's clear the manipulation tactics, and everyone around knows it and sees it, but they still continue to support Martell. It's really disgusting that the other men, Marceau and Maurice, as well as the women, Tisha and Kimmy and whomever else, they know what he's doing, but they continue to support him. But Tisha and Melody have been playing nice this current season, and that goes against Martell's plan. His plan is to isolate Melody at all costs. So he doesn't want Tisha to be friends with Melody at all. It's unfortunate that the rest of the cast, because they do like Martell, because obviously that's another trait of being a narcissist, they're very charming to outside people because they want their image is so important to them. So everyone on the outside looks at them as a certain person because they treat outside people better than they treat the people that are close to them. And that's what Martell has done. Martell is a textbook narcissist, in my opinion. It's clear as day. The narcissism is real in his brain, and it's really running rampant through Alabama, and somebody needs to stop it as soon as possible. It's really getting out of hand. And it's crazy to me because he claims that he's done all this therapy, and he's doing therapy this season. I guarantee you the therapist and any other therapist he has gone to privately have told him that he has narcissistic characteristics, and he's probably gotten upset and stormed on out and said he wasn't going to pay them, just like he did the attorney. It's clear as day that he suffers from narcissism. And it's sad because when you're a narcissist, at the end of the day, you try to ruin the other person's life. But in reality, you just hinder your own happiness. You ruin your own life. You know, and it's sad that he came to try to assert himself or something like that and try to antagonize Melody because you came and said you were for the children, but you didn't even bring Mariah a gift. You had no gift in hand. You know, he had no intention on trying to make Mariah happy. He didn't care about that. He just cares about trying to attack Melody. And the only way he can really do that at this stage, because of all the boundaries she set, is through the children. If you look at this show and think that Martell actually is this great dad that he alleges that he is, you are just delusional. And the only women who are doing that are the women who are what we would call pick-me women. Those type of women are the women who are so desperate for a man that they will let a man trample all over them, do whatever to them, and still don't care and still stay with them just because you desperate to keep a man. And it's a lot of women out there who are desperate like that. And those kind of women hate to see women like Melody who knows her worth and is not going to tolerate this mess. Some of them are just like, oh, I can't believe she would get rid of him. I can't believe she treating him like this. Hello? Have you not seen the abuse, the verbal abuse, the mental abuse, the manipulation, the mind games that he has tried to play, the isolating, everything he's done, all the tactics are clear as day if you open your eyes and see. But these women don't care. They actually just want some D. They just see a man who got a couple muscles and don't care, and that's all they want. A lot of these women are just content with getting a little D and then keeping it pushing. Don't care what they man do. Don't care if he cheat. Well, if that's you, that's you. This is not what Melody's doing, okay? She is not being bitter, because I saw some comments saying she was being bitter. She is not being bitter. She has tried to heal. She invited him on a trip the last season. She's been trying to work with him, but he is evil and bitter. He is the one that's angry and bitter and manipulative. It's so sad, and he continues to do it, and everyone sees it, but no one's stopping it. That's what the issue is. Then him getting in Miss Vanessa's face, Melody's mom, and yelling at her like that. And if he would do that with cameras and sound mics and stuff on and all of that, then imagine what he has done to Melody and her family privately. It's ridiculous that you could scream in your children's grandmother's face like that. If you truly love your children, you would never want to disrespect their grandmother like that, because you would know that they love their grandmother. That's why I call BS on him caring about them so much, because he tries to hurt other people they care about, like their mother, Melody, and then their grandmother. I couldn't imagine speaking to someone's mom like that and screaming in her face when all she did was say, you did get invited and you need to take a step back. Obviously, she was telling you that because you are unhinged, and she was worried for the safety of her daughter, who she has watched Martell verbally and mentally abused for years, and she does not want to take it anymore. She's standing up for her daughter, and I'm sure she's concerned for her grandchildren. If I were Melody, I would have anticipated this. I would have known that he would try to do some weird stuff like this. And I would have actually had paid security at the door. And they would have known who he is. And I would have said, do not let this man in this party, and notify me when he shows up. And I would have come out. I would have let him know what time it is. And then if he did not want to remove himself, security would have escorted him right off the premises. And I would pay them a hefty fee. Okay, that's what she should have done, and that's what she's gonna have to start doing. Stop playing with him, Melody. You cannot play with narcissistic abusers, and that's in my opinion. I'm not saying he is diagnosed with narcissism or he has abused anyone, but the way I view it and what I've seen, it seems very abusive in my personal opinion. So she needs to stop playing with him. You have to, and she has not been playing with him, but she knows that he's going even further. So you have to take those extra precautions. I'm throwing an event. I know he's going to make a scene and disturb the children. That's what's so unfortunate. He walked up and is like all over the children, trying to, get the children's emotions involved. And it's sad because he's not only been trying to manipulate and play games with Melody, but he's manipulating the emotions of the children when he does that. Of course, they're like, oh, well, Mariah looked like she was happy to see him. I mean, of course. Do y'all not know how any daughter is with their father? Did you see the son jump all up on him? No. But you saw Mariah, of course, she's the oldest, and she's a daughter with her father. They're going, any child is going to love their parent, especially when you're young like that. But he's using that to make it look like, oh, my daughter just needs me, and she's all over me because she loves me. Boy, stop. Please stop. Now you're manipulating your children. It's time for Martell to be stopped. He will not stop on his own. It's time for Melody to really dig her heel into his neck, figuratively speaking, of course. She cannot play with him, and it's time for the people around her to start to hammer down on him as well. I saw in the clip her brother and her mother was there. Her mother spoke up. Her brother's going to have to kick his foot off into Martell's ass, is what I'm thinking is going to have to happen. Because if that was my sister, I would have tore him up every time I saw him. Because something is wrong with him. Then you're screaming like that in people's faces. This is out of line. It's out of line. It's like you want to play chess so much, but you're not playing chess. You're playing checkers, and Melody's been playing chess. He thought he was playing chess. That's the sad part. You can't act super manipulative and vindictive 1 second, then be screaming, whining, and crying about not being invited to the party. You don't get to have it your way. You can't take her to court for full custody and think that you will be invited to the party. Like she said, throw your own party. If it was me, I would have just threw my own party. I would have said, you know what, she don't want to invite me. I'm going to enjoy it with my children on my own time. I'm going to be mature. I'm going to keep it pushing. But that's how you know this isn't about the children. This is about him and his obsession with Melody. Martell, get help. Lastly, I want to say also that I think because of Melody's speculated new relationship, I think he really wanted to barge in and show up just to scan the room to see if Melody's new man would be there. His obsession with Melody goes on and on and on, and he's so obsessed and trying his hardest to play private investigator to figure out who her man is, and it's eating him alive that he doesn't know, because if he found out, he would want to torture that man as well. So he's popping up to make sure Melody didn't have her man at the party. If it was me, he would have been at the party. And like I said, security would have been at the door. Martell wouldn't have been able to get in to see nothing. And then me, my kids, my family, my new man, we would all be enjoying ourselves, having a good old time, cackling, taking pictures and everything. But you can tell Melody's trying her hardest to be on the nicer side of things. You know, it disgusts me when people call her bitter, because she's really, really been trying, and she's way nicer than what a lot of us would have been to Martell. So y'all, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this situation in tonight's episode that aired. It's crazy to me. Bye, y'all.